What really happens when you place a whole clove under your tongue for just 5 minutes? You may notice a surprisingly strong taste, warmth, tingling, and even a mild numbing sensation. But why does this tiny spice create such a powerful reaction? The answer begins with eugenol, one of the main compounds naturally found in cloves. For centuries, cloves have been used in traditional food and oral care practices. Today, many people use them for things like temporary tooth discomfort, unpleasant breath, digestive discomfort, and throat irritation. But there is an important difference between temporary symptom relief and actually treating a medical condition. So in today's video, we're going to look at 7 common problems where people traditionally use cloves, what cloves may realistically do, and some simple ways people use them. This is Vital Wisdom, where traditional wellness meets practical, evidence-informed health information. Let's begin. 1. Tooth discomfort. One of the most well-known traditional uses of cloves is for tooth discomfort. And there is a scientific reason people associate cloves with the mouth. Cloves contain eugenol, a naturally occurring compound that has been used in dentistry for its soothing and numbing properties. When a whole clove is placed in the mouth, its oils gradually mix with saliva. This can produce a strong warming or tingling sensation, followed by mild temporary numbness in some people. That's why some people use a whole clove when they experience minor tooth discomfort. A simple traditional approach is to place one whole clove near the uncomfortable area for a short period and allow its natural compounds to be released. But remember something important. A clove cannot repair a cavity, remove an abscess, or eliminate a dental infection. Its potential effect is about temporary comfort, not fixing the underlying cause. So if tooth pain continues or keeps returning, the real question isn't how many cloves you can use. The real question is why the tooth hurts in the first place. 2. Bad breath. The second common use is bad breath. Cloves have an intense natural aroma, and their aromatic compounds can temporarily make the mouth smell fresher. This is one reason cloves have traditionally been chewed after meals or used as part of traditional oral care routines. You can gently chew a whole clove for a short time and then remove it rather than treating it like candy. The strong flavor and aroma can leave your mouth feeling noticeably fresher. But there is another side to this. If bad breath keeps coming back even after brushing, flossing, cleaning your tongue, or using aromatic foods such as cloves, the odor may have an underlying cause. Gum problems, dental decay, dry mouth, tongue buildup, and other conditions can contribute to persistent bad breath. So cloves may help with temporary freshness. But they shouldn't be used to hide a problem that keeps returning. 3. Sore throat and throat irritation. The third traditional use is for throat discomfort. When you're dealing with a dry, irritated, or scratchy throat, the strong aromatic compounds in cloves can create a warming sensation in the mouth and throat. Some people slowly suck on a whole clove or use cloves in warm water or tea. The important point is that this may provide temporary soothing comfort, but it doesn't mean the clove is treating the infection or cause behind the sore throat. For example, a sore throat can occur with a simple viral illness, allergies, environmental irritation, or other causes. So think of clove as a traditional comfort measure rather than a cure. And because cloves have such a concentrated flavor, you don't need a large amount to experience their taste and aroma. Sometimes, with natural products, more is not better. 4. Nausea and digestive discomfort, the fourth traditional use, is related to nausea and digestion. Cloves have a long history in traditional food and herbal practices, particularly after meals. Some people use a small amount of clove in warm tea, while others chew a whole clove very slowly. The strong aroma and spicy flavor may feel settling to some people, especially after a heavy meal. Cloves also contain plant compounds that researchers have studied for antioxidant and other biological activities. However, human evidence for using cloves specifically as a treatment for nausea or digestive disorders is still limited. So if you enjoy clove tea after a meal, think of it as a traditional wellness practice, not a proven treatment for a digestive disease. And if nausea is severe, persistent, or repeatedly returning, simply masking the symptom with spices isn't the answer. 5. Headache and head pressure. Now let's talk about something many people are surprised to hear about: headaches and head pressure. You may find traditional remedies online recommending cloves for headaches, often because of their strong aroma and the presence of eugenol. Some people use the aroma of cloves in warm preparations or simply chew a small amount. But this is where we need to separate traditional practice from established medical evidence. There isn't strong evidence that placing a clove under your tongue can reliably treat a headache. If you personally find the aroma relaxing or the taste pleasant, that is one thing. But a recurring headache shouldn't automatically be blamed on dehydration, stress, or toxins. Headaches can have many different causes. So this is one area where cloves should be viewed as a traditional wellness practice rather than a proven treatment. 6. Cold and everyday respiratory discomfort. The sixth common use is during a cold or seasonal respiratory discomfort. Cloves contain aromatic compounds that produce a strong warming sensation, which is why cloves have traditionally appeared in warm drinks and spice blends during colder seasons. A simple way people use them is by adding 1 or 2 cloves to warm water or tea and allowing the flavor to infuse. The result is a strongly aromatic drink that some people find comforting. But here's the important distinction. A clove does not eliminate the virus that causes a common cold. It doesn't guarantee that you'll recover faster. What it may do is provide a pleasant warming sensation and contribute flavor to a soothing drink. So when you're thinking about cloves during a cold, focus on comfort, not cure. 7. Everyday oral and digestive wellness after 50. And finally, let's talk about something especially interesting for people over 50 and 60, using spices as part of everyday wellness. As we get older, simple habits can become increasingly important. Cloves provide small amounts of various plant compounds, including eugenol, and they can be incorporated into foods and beverages as a flavorful spice. You might add a small amount to oatmeal, tea, warm milk, soups, or other foods. Some people also enjoy occasionally chewing a whole clove after a meal because of its strong flavor and aroma. But don't fall into the trap of thinking that because something is natural, you need a large amount of it. Cloves are extremely concentrated in flavor. A little can go a long way. And using cloves as part of a balanced diet is very different from taking concentrated clove oil or consuming large amounts. What happens if you put 1 clove under your tongue? Now let's come back to the original question. What might happen during those 5 minutes? During the first minute, you may immediately notice the powerful spicy flavor and aroma. Your saliva begins to soften the clove and release its natural compounds. Around 2 minutes, you may experience warmth, tingling, or a mild numbing sensation around the mouth. this sensation can vary considerably from person to person. Around 3 minutes, the flavor may become stronger as more of the clove comes into contact with saliva. You may notice that your mouth feels slightly different because of the aromatic compounds. By 5 minutes, the sensation may be quite noticeable. But here's the important point. A stronger sensation does not mean a stronger health benefit. There is no special rule that says 5 minutes is a magic amount of time. If the clove causes burning, irritation, swelling, or significant discomfort, remove it. And there is no need to keep a clove under your tongue for a long period simply because you think more time must mean more benefit. Important safety rules before you make cloves part of your routine. There are a few things worth remembering. First, whole cloves and clove oil are not the same thing. Clove oil is highly concentrated and can be much more irritating than a whole clove. Second, avoid excessive amounts. Third, stop using cloves if they cause significant mouth irritation or an allergic reaction. And finally, remember that cloves are a spice and a traditional wellness ingredient, not a replacement for treatment when an actual medical condition is present. So what really happens when you put one clove under your tongue for 5 minutes? You may experience a powerful flavor, warmth, tingling, and temporary mild numbness, largely because of compounds such as eugenol. Cloves may also provide temporary oral freshness and soothing comfort, but they should not be treated as a cure for infections, dental disease, chronic headaches, or other medical conditions. If you found this information useful, subscribe to Vital Wisdom for more simple, evidence-informed health information. And remember, small natural ingredients can be interesting, but knowing what they can and cannot do is what makes your health decisions smarter.